All right, back with Joe Battipaglia, Jerry Bowyer, Jim LeCamp. By the way, I just want to reiterate, tech very strong. Tech's very strong. And we had two techie companies, for benefit of our viewers. RIM came in soft. Earnings were very soft, below estimates. Stock dropped 8% after hours. On the other hand, business software provider Oracle beat the street in its earnings, and stock traded up, I guess, 1 to 2% in after hours. The NASDAQ was really strong today, up 1.5%. And the SOX index, the CHIPS index, up 1.5%. Jim LeCamp, you've never really talked much about tech, and I just wondered if you had a response to all this techie news, because it seems to be holding up very well. From the March 10th low, the NASDAQ is up 11%. That is the best performing index, Jim.
Yeah, and I like tech here, and we're starting to nibble in this area. We're starting to see some of the semiconductors, which are early-stage technology companies, do better on the charts. We're starting to see some of their earnings come in, particularly the specialty semiconductors, particularly the ones that have to do with solar energy. Those are doing exceedingly well. But beyond that, big cap, multinational tech names. We've got some of it on the books. We've got some IBM on the books, and we have some RIM on the books. Fortunately, we bought it at much lower prices. We like these names because they help productivity. And when you have a slower growth environment, both here in the United States and globally, you need technology to increase productivity. We like tech. It's not a real heavy weighting in our portfolio, but we're starting to see better strength there.
We don't have a heck of a lot of time, gentlemen, but let me start with Jerry Bowyer. Jerry, it is widely circulated in Washington that lobbyists from the Bank of America and UBS wrote the big $300 billion FHA-oriented housing bailout bill. Yeah. I thought when this thing passed the Senate on a test vote last evening, that this was a signal. It's going to go through. It's going to run through the House. Now, Steve Moore and Robert Reich are going to debate the politics of this. I want to know about the stock market business. Do the banks, in your judgment, Jerry, are the banks welcoming this bailout bill? Do they think it's going to solve all their problems?
Yes, and it will, in a sense, solve their problems by making them our problems. So what they're doing is they're basically socializing risk. You know, the Democrats, the liberals want to socialize profit, and Wall Street wants to socialize the risk.
So you think it's a kind of a hypocritical idea, and you think actually investors can make money now buying banks which have been beaten up something awful, the whole financial sector, on the basis of this bailout bill? Is it really going to give a lift-off? There's your KBW banking index. It was up slightly today, but it has just been clobbered year to date and over the last year or so. What do you make of that, Jerry? Would you advise people to go down the financial road because of the bailout, or because maybe banks are healing?
Well, yeah, but there's the question of whether it gets past the president. So, just because it gets through the Congress doesn't mean it gets past the president. And I'm not ready to bet on that. I mean, look, it's kind of like your teenager goes out and wrecks the car, and he wants to buy a new car, and he asks you to co-sign the loan. So these banks wrecked the car, and now they're asking the taxpayers to co-sign the loan, you know, to be surety to make good on their mistakes. So
yeah, and by the way, Larry, on that topic,
and they have a lot of houses on the books too, and that's one of the reasons the inventory numbers are low. It's because banks have houses on the books that they're not showing.
All right, but Joe B, it's interesting to me. Maybe we're on the verge of a bank rally because of this bill, or maybe not. That's where I'm trying to get at. What's your feeling?
I don't think you are. I'll tell you why. First of all, the reason why Bank of America wrote it is they're about to implode by acquiring Countrywide, where most of this bailout is going to go to. That's why they wrote it. Number two, once they do this, the risk on the mortgage rolls over to the taxpayer, but the likelihood of the individual in that home of defaulting and being foreclosed in the ensuing 5 years is as high as the risk that exists today. So you don't solve the problem, you just extend it out for another 5 years and take away some of the pain from Bank of America and put it on the taxpayer. This is poorly conceived, this is bad public policy, it is mischief at its worst, and unfortunately it's going to make the housing market problem worse, not better.
All right,
but it will help the banks.
No, it will not help the banks.
It's interfering with vulture funds.
Larry's right.
It basically will forestall the day that Bank of America chokes on Countrywide, but they will. And the other banks who get a piece of this still have the risk that these things are going to default.
All right, we got to leave it there, gentlemen.
And there's vulture funds that want this stuff, and they're not allowed to buy it because they're waiting on
Jerry
this bill.
Bowyer and Jim LeCamp, gentlemen, thank you ever so much. Up next, she's on John McCain's Veeps list, but otherwise the Republican nominee wants to drill Alaska Governor Sarah Palin. She's going to join me in just a few moments. Gosh, I love that. Drill. We are firm believers in the Kudlow Creed. I have to add drill to it.
I believe free market capitalism is the best path to prosperity.
You're watching Kudlow and Company on CNBC, first in business worldwide.
Hey, fellas, check this out. First time I saw her, she set my world, she set my world to reeling. And as the years go by for this country guy, well, we never lost the feeling. With this Billy Goat, I played my last note, I can't wait to get home. Viva Viagra.
Talk to your doctor about Viagra, America's most prescribed treatment for erectile dysfunction. Learn more at Viagra.com.
Viva Viagra.
Ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Don't take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects may include headache, flushing, upset stomach, and abnormal vision. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease in vision or hearing.
Viva Viagra.
Who said it was okay to leave change sitting around? Hanging out in jars, lying under cushions with old French fries. This is America. Do we let the sun just shine or the wind just blow? No, we put them to work. With Bank of America's Keep the Change, every check card purchase is rounded up and the change slides from your checking to savings. So far, our customers have saved over $1 billion. Wouldn't you like to have a slice of that? You can with Bank of America, Bank of Opportunity.
This summer's big attraction is here. Hurry into the Mercedes-Benz Summer Love event for a special offer on that luxurious E350 sedan you always adore. Remember, the event moves on July 31st.
Tonight, he lived the high life while investors paid a high price.
He loved buying things with other people's money.
From C-suite to C-block.
You have a man who's going to die in prison.
He can't get enough punishment to suit me.
Bernie Ebbers did anything for money. American Greed, CNBC Tonight. 33 years and $44 billion later, Microsoft founder Bill Gates goes from software pioneer to full-time philanthropist. CNBC brings you the first look at Tom Brokaw's remarkable interview with Bill Gates, all day Friday on CNBC.
All right, drill, drill, drill. Nobody does it better than Alaska, if only Congress would let it. So here to tell us all about it, Alaska Republican